Hi everyone. Trust you're all doing great. I'm Omotola Eunice Omotayo, Community Manager Lead at SCA Africa. Just as you all know, we just celebrated our 5th year of empowering women in tech across Africa. And we had numerous amazing sponsors, one of which was Coil. And to further celebrate this anniversary and to empower more women, we just launched our first hackathon at SCA Africa. And Coil is sponsoring this in an amazing way. Okay, so we are going to be um okay. So for this we call it SCA Web Monetization Hackathon, and web monetization enables content creators to earn via their websites, their blogs, and it also enables content user to access content seamlessly. So Coil is a provider of this new way of enjoying content. And for SCA Web Monetized Hackathon, with the use of Interledger, web monetization, and Rafiki, Coil is looking out for the best web monetized projects. You can read more about this challenge using the link in this video narrative. So with me today, I have Uchi.
Everyone.
Hi, Uchi.
Thanks
So
for having
Uchi,
me.
thank you. So Uchi is the director of developers at Coil and will be showing us how to monetize our content. This is a very, very, very important section. So before I go on, if you haven't, do subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification so that you don't miss any of our posts. So Uchi will be taking us through the demo. If you have any question, you can drop in the comments. You'll be attending to it later. So over to you now, Uchi.
Thank you, Omotayo. That was an amazing intro, and I'm really happy to be here to share this space with all of you, and also for Koi to be able to support She Code Africa. I think your team is doing an amazing work, and also your community is very engaged, and we are really really happy to be part of this story and be part of She Code Africa's first hackathon. So, like Omotayo mentioned, my name is Uchi, and I like to say Uchi as in Gucci. And for today, we're really going to be going on the journey to explore how we can hack, learn, and earn with web monetization. And ultimately, what we really want to do is to be able to build solutions using web monetization, Interledger, or Rafiki in the next 2 weeks. And the amazing stuff is that Coil is sponsoring prizes up to 3 teams. So each member of the winning team would get the Coil prize. And also, we've been able to also provide Coil credit to all community members. So without further ado, let's jump in to the talk. So again, this is the flyer for the hackathon. Most of you have seen it. If you're not already part of the She Code Africa community, definitely join the Slack. It's really amazing in there. So moving on, notice this line of code here. It's just a single line of code, right? What if I told you that this single line of code, by adding it to your website, you can start earning, right? So imagine adding just this single line of code to your website, and then when someone views your website, you get money in real time. I think that's amazing, right? So let's see how we can get this working. But before we even do that, we're going to discuss about our online self. So really, when we're online, how do we earn from our content, right? So there are a couple of ways. Currently, if I'm a content creator and I make video content, I have to wait uh, up to a certain number of subscribers before I can start making money, right? Or sometimes I have to add ads to my content before I can start earning. Sorry about the noise in the background. And also, my earning is also delayed. But what we want is a system that is really transparent and it's fair and open. We want a system that is driven by the value provided and also allows people to earn in micropayment. So web monetization makes this possible. I know some of you are already familiar with web monetization, And like web monetization is enabling content creators to earn from their websites, from their web apps, and things like that in real time. And as developers, as designers, as product managers, and other people in tech, web monetization could enable you to start like earning from your projects. And not just that, you can also add web monetization to a project that you've built to enable like users of your project to earn when they use your app. So it could be that you have a platform that like lets people post blog posts, or you have a platform that lets people upload pictures. You'll be able to use web monetization to really enable those users to earn from the content that they post from in that website. And I think that's super amazing. And as part of this talk today, we're going to explore how we can really add web monetization to our project. And in 2 weeks, I think we're all going to be web monetization and interledger experts. So that's what we want to do. And that's what we want to like, we want to unlock the possibilities and expose you to the future of basically micropayments and also payments and on interledger. And all you need to get started is three things. The first one is a wallet, an interledger enabled wallet. You need an interledger payment pointer. And the last thing that you need is a HTML meta tag. This HTML meta tag is already what I showed earlier, right? So this is a single line of code that tells your browser that web monetization is enabled. And the payment pointer is just like a phone number, right? So you have a phone number, someone can call you on that phone number, or you have an email, someone can send you an email, right? And it's same with the payment pointer. You have a payment pointer and someone can send you payments to that payment pointer. And for you to get a payment pointer, you need to have a wallet. And at the moment, you can get an interledger enabled wallet from Uphold or GitHub. So it's uphold.com and also github.org, I believe. And to learn more, developers.coil.com is where you want to go to. Well, let's jump into it. I know you might be wondering that, yeah, it's all fine and good. I can add web monetization to my site. I can enable web monetization. And you might be wondering who is actually using this today. Is this just like an idea? Well, it's not just an idea, right? There are already people that are web monetized, right? So free code that most of you are familiar with already has web monetization enabled. Hackathon has web monetization enabled. Default, dev.to that I know all of you are familiar with, dev.to has web monetization enabled. Creative Commons, Enclave Games, and many more have web monetization enabled already, right? And if you want to like see additional web monetized projects, you can look at who is web monetized, search for who is web monetized on the developers.core.com website. So before we do a live demo, we're going to just wrap up the entire presentation, and then we're going to switch context. And I'll show you how to enable web monetization in your project in just a few lines of code, right? So moving on to what can you build today, right? So we're going to see like we talked about that there are existing sites that were monetized, like dev.to and the rest of them. And with dev.to, what they've been able to do is that if you upload a blog post on dev.to, you can earn from that blog post. And those are the kind of use cases that you can build, right? But additional use cases exist. So, for example, you can unlock new features of your app for web monetized users. I know you might be wondering, what does this mean, right? So, what that means is that you can build an app that has users in it, and then those users, instead of having to change like HTML sites of their instead of posting their own content, they could potentially uh, be able to set up a payment pointer on their profile, and that will let them to earn when they use your site. And also, there's the ability for you to unlock additional perks and features if you're building a game. So let's say you're building a web game. If you like games and you're building a web game, you could potentially unlock additional power-ups or things like that for users that are web monetized. And then revenue sharing also. If you have a site that has multiple users posting content, all of those users should be able to like earn from that content, right? And then the last one is For mobile, you can use Puma browser. Puma browser is the first web monetized mobile browser, and you can download it and use it and even build for it. And the next step, of course, is to create a web monetized project. We're going to see that in a bit. And then after that, you participate in the demo day, and we're going to pick 3 teams to win. A team can be made up of between 1 to 5 people. So you can form a team of one, of just you, or you can have other team members in your team. And we're going to pick 3 teams to win the Coil prize, right? So the project could be uh, projects that use any of these use cases. So it would unlock new features for your web monetized app, build a game, or let multiple users earn by uploading content to your site. And the content could be videos, could be photos, could be blog posts and things like that, right? And once we pick the winners, you would have the opportunity to apply for grants for the web. So this grant for the web is by the Interledger Foundation, and the Interledger Foundation really supports web monetization and Interledger. So if you're a winner, you would have the opportunity to apply for the grant, and even if you're not a winner, you have the opportunity to apply for the grant also. And then lastly, you can also contribute to the Rafiki open source project. And then, so I know you might be wondering, what is it that I can win from the Coil prize? I know Omotayo and the other She Code Africa team must have shared with you already, but we're going to send a power bank and also a Coil winner pin to each member of the winning team. And then again, to get started, you first have to redeem the Coil credits. The She Code Africa team will share a coupon with you, and then you set up your wallet, and then add a payment pointer to your website, and then you start earning from that project, right? And I think a base use case to get started, if I was you, I would recommend first your existing blog, your existing portfolio website, or your existing blog, or anything that you already have, any project that you already have, adding web monetization to it, right? Once you've done that, the next step would then be how can you enhance that solution to really add more use cases for web monetized users. And for more resources, definitely developers.coil.com is the best place to go. Webmonetization.org has additional information. And if you want to see lots of amazing web monetized projects, definitely check out Awesome Web Monetization. If you search for it on GitHub, you'll see that. And then now let's switch context to the demo, right? So I know some of you might have questions, but hopefully the live demo would answer it. So I'm going to share a different screen. Just give me one moment. I'll stop sharing the screen and I'll share the VS Code. So actually, I'll share my entire window. Can you see the code?
Yes.
Okay, you can see it. Awesome. So I believe you can see a website, like it's a plain website. And the use case that we're trying to show is a website that allows, or a web app that allows multiple users to post content. So imagine that you're a developer or you're a designer or you're a product manager and you want to build an app that lets your users of your site to add new blog posts to your site, right? It's like a blogging platform that you're building for people. And this could be like an image sharing platform or similar platforms, right? So what you want to do is uh, you want anyone that uploads a content or a blog post to make money from that content, right? So how do you do that? The first thing you want to do definitely is to set this up like this. So you already have this all set up. The next step is how can you web monetize that site? So we're going to inspect the code. So, and we're going to search for monetization. So you notice that we don't have any payment pointer yet, right? So earlier I showed the Interledger payment pointer. So let's add that now to this project. So to do that, this is a React project. For those of you who are familiar with React, but this also applies to any kind of project. So it could be that you have a static website. All you need to do is to add like a new meta element in the head of your site. And in my case, I'm going to add this stuff here. And all I'm doing is I'm adding a new meta tag, a new monetization meta tag, and I'm setting the payment pointer to this payment pointer here, which means that I'm going to start earning when someone builds this site. And as a developer, you want to monetize the entire platform. I mean, you want to make money too, right? When someone is just visiting that site, you want to be able to make money, right? So in this case, I've added it now. So and this stuff has auto reloaded. So if I search for this, you will notice that it has. Let me just refresh this. So if I search for that, I should see. So I'm gonna refresh, and hopefully it's saved. Okay, so I'll search for that again. Okay, yeah, so it's here now. So you notice that there's a new meta tag, right? And what this does is that you're going to start earning basically. So it tells me that thanks for your support, right? This website is being paid, and that's because I have this payment pointer there. I have the monetization payment pointer enabled. So anyone that views this site that has the Coil subscription is going to be paying me as a developer of the site. But there's still a limitation to this, right? The users are posting this content and not getting paid. Ideally, what you want to do is that when someone views the content of this user, right? So when I click on that, right, it's loading. So I'm going to try to refresh this. So when I click on a user's content, I should be paying the creator of that content. So I'm going to go back now to monetize that. So going back to the details page. So this is the code for the details. Right. And what I want to do is to add a payment pointer to that page. And what I'm doing is that I already have, imagine that this is a database, but in this case, I'm using just like a list or a JSON. And this is a blog post. And each blog post has a payment pointer. And this payment pointer is the payment pointer of the user that created this blog post, right? And what we want to do is that when a user or when a reader is viewing this particular content, you want to set the payment pointer of the page to the payment pointer of the content creator, so that the creator of this site would be earning the money when the users are viewing their content. So to do that, I already did that. I already implemented some code here that basically pulls the payment pointer of this user, right, of this article, and then sets it to the page there. So that's what I'm doing there. And then I'll save it and then I'll refresh, right? So when I refresh this page and I switch to that particular content, let's hope the demo gods work. It says loading. I am not sure why it's saying loading, but I'm gonna undo all of that and then I'll refresh. Okay, so now it's working, right? So the content is loaded, right? So this is a blog post or an image that was created by a developer or user of your site. And this user is earning money when someone is viewing their content, right? And I think that's amazing. That's like awesome, right? Not only are you empowering yourself as a developer to earn money, you're also empowering users on your site to earn money. So, like in summary, what we want to be able to do for this hackathon is add a payment pointer to our project. And then potentially, if we're building a platform or a project that has multiple users, allowing users of that project to earn from it. And the process of making that happen, it's listed in the slides here. So I would switch back to the steps here. So the first thing is get a wallet from Uphold, Uphold, or GitHub. Right. So these two platforms, you'll be able to get an Interledger enabled wallet. Once you've done that, you get a payment pointer, which should look like this. So a payment pointer should look like this. This is a payment pointer from Uphold. It should look like this. And once you've done that, the next step is to, of course, add your payment pointer to your website, right? So it's gonna look like this, right? So it's a single line of code basically, right, that you're adding to your platform. And once you do that, you can start basically earning. So if I remove this and go back and so I'm gonna comment this. and then I'll go back here to the main page, right? And I'll refresh. So it tells me that it's paying. And I think there are lots of things that you can do. There's even a feature for you to tip this website. So I can tip like $1, and your coin credit the coin credit that you're getting, all of you, you'll be able to like use it to sign up for this subscription. So you don't have to pay anything for the next 6 months. You have access to view web monetized site. You can test this. You can play with it. You can do anything for the next 6 months. So everyone in the community has access to the coin credits to make this happen. Not just from the perspective of a developer, but also from the perspective of a content consumer. And there's a link here in the community forum. I wrote something that would help you just get started. So there's a She Code Africa Web Monetization Hackathon questions, and it kind of breaks it down into like the different user types of web monetization. It also shows you like the different ways of getting started as a builder, right? So the first thing is definitely sign up for a Coil account, and then go to developers.coil.com, and then explore use cases, and then it tells you how to also redeem the credits. I'm sure the She Code Africa team is going to share all of this with you. And yeah, I'm really excited to be able to like do this and present to all of you. Thanks again for joining. And I think that's it for today. I'm going to answer like any questions that anyone have. So if you have any questions, please go ahead and post it. And we're really excited to be part of this hackathon, to be able to support She Code Africa and to really bring web monetization and enable content creators like in Africa and beyond to start earning. And we're super excited to see what you're going to build. We're really excited to send you the prizes, and we want to continue supporting like similar initiatives like across the continent, and especially for the She Code Africa community. So thank you so much for having me, Omotayo. Thank you so much for having me, all of you. Again, excited to see what you build. Excited to have to join the demo day and to basically see all of the work that you've been doing as a community. So thank you so much. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I would hop up.